Доброго вечора, ми з України. My name is Kateryna Pavelko. I am a journalist from Ukraine who came to Sweden with my family because of the war. The Voice for Ukraine is the pod where I speak with brave and caring people in Sweden, both Ukrainians and Swedes, who stands with Ukraine in these dark times. Today I want to share with you a story about Swedish hero from Ljundskile. Nils Abrahamsson, the father of 3 children and the driver, sold his big, great boat to buy 2 emergency cars for Ukraine. Why did he do this? And how this story is developing during the war in Ukraine? We will know right now from Nils. Could you please tell me about you and your boat? Why did you sell it?
I was born in a boat. When I was little, my parents had a boat and everything, and it has always been like a dream to live on the ocean and be sailing around the world and everything. And I have been saving for this boat like for 20 years without any bank loans, nothing. The family is not so happy about to be at sea because they've been seasick and everything. So most of the time I'm alone. I've been sailing over the Atlantic. I've been sailing the whole Mediterranean to Scotland. I feel like I can actually do something. I love to help people. So I feel like I can do something and I know I can do it. So why not?
Nils, who are you? What are you doing in life?
I have my own small own company, like just for me. I rent me out to a truck company per hour, and I sit there driving the truck, the concrete truck. And I've been doing that for 8 years. It's not possible to be like a millionaire to do this. It's just to survive, the house, food and everything around. So now I'm gonna try to cut it down for a bit and not be working all the time because I need more time to spend with Ukraine.
What is connecting you and Ukraine?
We have already driven down 4 ambulances to Ukraine. 2 of them I have paid for myself, and the other 2 has donations around the area here. I've been helping to pay because they're quite expensive. Normally they are not expensive, but the problem is when it's always is war, this kind of things, the prices is rising, it's going like crazy, and everyone want to make money makes the profit on it. It's ridiculous.
Did you know somebody in Ukraine before the war, Nils?
I don't know anybody in Ukraine, no one. I feel that I really need to do something. My idea at that time was to just take the ambulance and drive it down to Ukraine and feel like I have done something. And I heard on the news that there was plenty of clothes and diapers and these things. And I know that emergency things, surgery, they're needed. Then I took the ambulance to the food store in the centrum, and I stand there and my daughter and try to collect money. And in my city here, demonstration for Ukraine. Like in Centrum, there was lots of people and speakers and everything. I went there with the ambulance to try to collect more. Then I meet Evelina and Eugen, and like, hi, I recognize you. Hey, you're my dentist, right? Yeah, we are. And that was like, because I haven't been there for a while, I don't recognize them like civilian clothes. And then I tell them about my plan, and they say, all right, let's do this. We can help each other. We gather lots of equipment. We hired 2 minibuses and filled them up with supplies the whole way up to the roof, and start the trip, drive down and leave them. Eugen and Evelina, they're born in Lviv, and the parents lived there that time. So the plan was to pick them up and some other Ukrainian people and bring to Sweden. So we leave all the equipment to the organization in Lviv. Evelina had the contact because she has been living there, and so he was driving the whole way around Poland and up, and it was a long trip. It was like 2 days trip, really long. And when I come home, I said to myself, like, I have done something good, but I can still do more, right?
And what was your plan?
I started to call around the whole Sweden, everywhere. And then suddenly I saw an ambulance on the selling site, the car site, and I was like, I really need this. That was the kids' ambulance, the Volvo. And I called him and said, I need a car, I need an ambulance. And he said, there's too many has been calling me and I don't think I can sell it for you. But and after a couple of days and I'm begging him, he said, okay, we can buy it. Yeah, and then I have the contact with him, and he gave me the other 3 ambulances as well. There was a company, SOS company in Denmark. They called him because they're working together. He's working in SOS in Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. So there is like connections. And he called me and say, hey, my Danish colleague have an ambulance. Do you want it? Yes, I want it.
Do you know something about these 4 emergency cars now?
These 4 cars, and that they are still running. They've been driving all the time. And they are sending me pictures and everything and telling me now we're here and we're rescuing these people, and it feels good,
Now the Ukrainian family is living in your house too. You did a lot for Ukraine. Maybe you should stop and just live your life.
Why should I? I mean, I can do this. I know how to do, and I have all the connections, and I have a huge network in Ukraine now. Of course, lots of people have been going out to other countries, but they still need help.
I know another story about your help to a Ukrainian soldier who was wounded near Chernihiv in the first day of the war. You came to Ukraine with your team and brought him to the hospital in Sweden.
Dima is born 1990, and he has been fighting. He's an officer, soldier, something like. What I know that he was like the only survivor in the battle, and they found him after 4 days. And he was really damaged. There was a mine has exploded, and so he has his arms and everything there, but he has the splitters everywhere in the body. All my money is empty, everything. So they help out with money, donation money from England and from Germany, and send to me to do this trip. So I called and rent the ambulance and gathered the team. And then we started the trip. We fixed with papers, everything. I contacted the Swedish hospital, called with them, and the immigration. And we find the 2 doctors. Then his blood had out to fix with the papers, and he was using the children ambulance I donate to Ukraine to pick him up, Dima, from the hospital in Kiev, and drive him to the border. And then we went in the border, put him in our ambulance, and drive him the fastest way to Swedish hospital. He has a big damage in the stomach, and they have been surgerying him 5 times. So he was in bad shape, but still able to transport.
When I recognized that some Swedish guy sold his great boat to help Ukraine, I thought that you are a hero. But now I think that you are a superhero. Do you feel like this?
In Sweden, there is like no one knows who I am. When I call around, because there is so many ambulance transport companies, and every time I call is like, what do you want? People in Sweden love to help, but when there is something new, they are extremely good to help other people and with everything. It doesn't matter. After 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then it's enough. It's been too much. I'm at the point, can't get any help from other people, other in Sweden. I need to make everything for myself. And it's around 20, 40 phone calls one day, just calling around at the same time I'm working. And it's frustrated. I mean, it's hard. It's tough. But I know I can do it. So why not?
After the record of our conversation, Nils decided to take a bank loan for 2 million Swedish crowns to buy a brand new ambulance for Ukraine. Nils told me that he can't find any second-hand ambulance in Sweden. When I asked him why he is continuing to help my people and my country, he just showed me these photos of 2 Ukrainian civilian women, young mothers who lost their legs, their health and their normal life because of this fucking war. Nils wants to take them to Sweden because there they can have a needful rehabilitation for further life. Nils will get a new ambulance at the beginning of July and go to Ukraine. His plan is to stay in Ukraine for 15 days and take from the front line wounded soldiers and civilians to Ukrainian hospitals. And then he will take the patients who are ready to transportation to Sweden. 15 days per month he is planning to work as a driver here in Sweden to pay for the ambulance. Nils told me there is no price on a human soul. I ask everyone who watched this video, please support Nils in his help to Ukraine. You can find the credential of his bank account and the pages in social nets and his website in the comments. Please support him so he will be able to do more, because Nils won't stop. This was The Voice for Ukraine, the pod where I speak with brave and caring people in Sweden who stand with Ukraine in these dark times. If you want to share your story with us, please send it to email voiceforukraine, 4 as number, @voice.se. Слава Україні!